Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's video, we've got the Porsche 911 Turbo for the 991 generation in for a bunch of gearbox upgrades. So you might be thinking, why are we upgrading the gearbox? Because this particular car looks pretty much standard. The only real giveaway is it's running Nankang AR1 tyres, which are obviously a lot more grippier than the factory ones. This particular car underneath is running a big turbo kit with external wastegates, so the power is far exceeding the standard output. And because of that, it needs an upgraded clutch for one. So we're going to be installing a Dodson clutch because the factory clutch is slipping. Whilst we're there, we're going to be solving a few other issues with the gearbox as well, like upgrading to a couple of billet components and then also the Wavetrac differential to improve the traction and grip. So we're going to get the car in the workshop, we're going to remove the gearbox, have all the bits out and talk to you about them. So let's head inside. So we've got the box out of the 991 Turbo and we've got it here. We've also removed some of the components from it to talk them through with you. So obviously we're doing a gearbox upgrade on this car. The main reason why we're upgrading the gearbox is because we're doing a clutch upgrade and it makes sense to upgrade a few other bits and pieces whilst we are there. So obviously the reason why you upgrade a clutch is because on these cars, you can exceed the torque capacity of the standard clutch quite easily with software and obviously larger turbos like what this car has got. So what that means is the standard clutch begins to slip. So just like a manual car, the clutch will slip and then you won't be able to transmit the torque, so you won't be able to enjoy the power. So the only way to overcome that is obviously one of the ways is by installing some upgraded PDK software that increases like the clamping pressure of the clutches to increase the torque capacity, but ultimately the factory clutches don't quite have the torque capacity, so they need to be upgraded. So with these clutches, we have to send them to Dodson in New Zealand, which is exactly what we've done with this clutch. And this particular clutch the customer's gone for is the 8-plate Sportsman clutch. So it has a much larger torque capacity over standard, will stop the clutch slipping and suits the customer's requirements in terms of torque capacity for his particular build that we spoke about. So what Dodson do on these clutches, basically the top plate is welded from the factory. So Dodson receive it in, they remove the top plate by machining it. So they separate the two pieces, upgrade the clutches, so the friction plates and the steels and some other components in there, and then have a billet lid as well and get that all sealed and shipped back to us. So we've got the clutch here ready to get fitted back to the gearbox. Whilst we're upgrading the clutch on this particular car, we're also upgrading the standard oil pump drive gear. So what happens is the factory clutch has some locators which these tabs go into, and what we've seen in the past is that where the clutch drives the oil pump drive gear is that these tabs can basically just disappear, so they completely fail. So then Dodson have a billet item which they manufacture, we've installed before, and that just helps to reduce the likelihood of that particular failure occurring. So obviously if you've got the clutch out, it makes sense to pop one of those in. And obviously whilst we've got the gearbox out of the car, one of the other things you can upgrade on this car is the differential, which we've got the factory one here, and then we've got the Wavetrac limited slip differential. So these particular cars, yes, they do have a limited slip differential from the factory, but just like everything with these cars, once you increase the performance significantly by like increasing the traction, increasing the power output like this particular customer has, what it means is the factory LSD is well beyond its operating parameters. Now this particular LSD on this car is a plate style LSD, so it has like friction plates in there. So the factory differential is actuated by a hydraulic method. So basically inside the gearbox, what happens is when there's a certain situation that occurs, hydraulic fluid is basically fed through the differential cover into the housing, and then there's a diaphragm inside which basically pushes onto the differential and then pushes on this brace and then pushes down onto some pins which then close up the friction plates inside, and that's what varies the locking percentage. However, when you increase the torque dramatically and you increase the grip, what happens is this differential can't really perform as it should. And if you see any high output cars, you see them do a launch and it's basically just one wheel peeling the whole way down the road. And on this particular differential as well, you can have failures with regards to the factory spider gears, and then as the clutches wear as well, the differential over time loses performance. So with the Wavetrac, we basically solve this problem with the gears and pinions inside, and it has much higher torque capacity, can perform a lot better and get all of that power down to the ground. At the same time, for this particular customer, he's opted for the newest item that's gone from Dodson, which is the billet side cover. So this particular side cover is a lot stronger than the factory cast item. And the side cover has another function other than just being a side cover to obviously hold the differential in. It will also brace the gearbox as well. So with the Dodson billet side cover, it actually acts as a bit of a brace on the side of the gearbox to stop failures relating to that particular problem, which is obviously with really high like shock loads at the like drag strip and things like that. And then also, as part of the Dodson side cover, it allows us to eliminate the hydraulic function a little bit easier than what we have to do with the standard one. So all these particular upgrades are going to improve reliability, improve the torque capacity, improve the launch, all around big improvement in the driving experience. So going to get all these bits fitted to the car, back in the gearbox. If you've got other questions, then let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch other videos of ours that YouTube thinks you'll like, then click up here. If you'd like to watch some other videos that we have in the same playlist, then click here. And obviously, if you enjoyed the video, then we really appreciate if you gave us a subscription. And then obviously you'll be updated when other videos of ours go live, and you can do that quite easily by clicking here. Hope to see you soon.